Welcome back. Another Pour. Like, comment, subscribe. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Got it out the beginning this time.
I got to flip that screen and go grab a drink.
We'll see you in a moment.
All right. No, I have not. I have not had the 13th colony. I'm not trying to create FOMO or anything for people that missed out. I'm very sorry.
Can't miss it. It's gone.
But I so bad want to try this because this was what I liked the most when we did our pick.
They're so much better than when we picked them.
I like hearing that.
It's a problem.
You know what? I like hearing that.
My bourbon it has a chunk out of it. And it's not a small chunk. And I think I do. Here's how I phrase this for other people.
Okay, there is.
I went and I shared it last mine with Garrett and Michael and Bob last night.
Did they like it?
Mm-hmm. But
that's good. They're a solid litmus test on like bottles.
It's very interesting because Garrett's palate's changing a lot because he's drinking way
like different bottles.
Expansion of like his collection, right? So if you have 50 bottles at home, and then you start drinking a collection that has 1,000, and every time you go, you just drink something different.
Yeah,
your palate just like
ever changing.
Just is like, oh shit, I thought I loved.
I think
X.
ours is ever changing too.
I think I
really do believe that.
But I believe that the introduction of more whiskey is what makes it change, right?
Yeah,
and I mean,
we just revisited the Knob Creek 9.
Yeah,
we hadn't had that in like a couple years. I really enjoyed it.
It was really good.
I really enjoyed that bottle.
It was really good.
I mean, you put it third, I put it second.
Yeah, it was very good.
I really enjoyed it. And I remember opening it and thinking, ain't it.
I mean, buddy, that bottle's old. That bottle was in the hut.
Because we didn't like it.
And it's still in the shoulder after the video. Like, you know what I'm saying? We barely drank. Okay, so here's the thing. I got us just quickly.
What?
The bourbon, I like the bourbon more, but the rye is better whiskey. Does that, you know what I'm saying? The rye is, as an experience, is better. It just is. It's a better whiskey.
That's visceral right there. Just smelling, and I can't wait to put that in my body.
It's amazing. And then the bourbon is way more chocolate than I remember.
Okay.
Way more double oaky, but it hits you so hard in the front of the palate.
Nice.
And if you're not like, if that's like a first drink of the day, you're going to be like, holy shit. It's just a tap out.
I really do remember liking that bottle.
Yeah.
But
I loved it.
When I had that rye, I was like, mother effer. Like, I know it's few and far between that people really buy ryes. Like every time we do a rye, they sit around forever.
Yeah. Hazmat
rye is a little different. It
but
being that color, a little bit different. I get it. There's a lot of things going on that make this bottle a little different. Yeah. But outside of that, it's probably the best rye I think we've ever picked. Hands down.
It's not even when you
like this makes me never want to pick another rye.
Not even close. Like it's so far. The Mythology 10-year was the second best rye we've ever picked ever.
Knife check. What are you carrying
today?
My
James brand.
Just because I got my I just sharpened the tuna up again. I forgot how much I love this knife.
This needs all of the love. This has never been sharpened since I've owned it.
You want me to sharpen it? Take it home.
Do you want to sharpen it? You don't have time to sharpen it tonight.
Yeah, I do. It'll only take like 10 minutes. I can sharpen that for you.
Because I'll
get a good edge.
I'm going to
take
it on the trip.
Yeah, I was going to take this on the trip because I feel like this is it feels classy.
I know, that's what this one feels. This is a large knife, but it does feel the cleanest of my knives.
I was going to pack this. This is
also my
most
expensive knife.
Yeah, I'll sharpen that up for you.
It is the dullest, buddy. You know how you said you can't open boxes?
And that D10. Buddy, I can probably squeeze as hard as I want. I understand like knives, you need friction to cut, but my knife right there, I guarantee if I squeeze that hard, I would be cutting through flesh. Just because it is a fresh sharpened knife.
Gosh, dude.
Like I ain't got a sharper knife.
That thing is still pumping out heat. It's hot in here.
This thing is.
That thing's broke again.
Oh my God, buddy. You are so hard on knives.
Yeah, I mean they're tools, and I do.
I
use
get
it
that.
as,
I
as
do appreciate your love on that sentiment.
Listen, I ain't got God. What do they call them? There's a name for you know how like Garage Queen. That's a car that you've never taken that never leaves a garage, right? It's called a Garage Queen. There's a name like that for. There's a knife. It doesn't cut tape.
There's like 10 flat spots. So like just looking at it, like. Remember when I sharpened your last Vero?
Yes.
And I told you, I was like, no, that Vero was worse. You had like a big ass fucking bend in your Vero.
But that Vero would still cut tape.
I would have had to like regrind your knife. I would have had to literally take it to a grinder and re-bevel it because of how bad you had a flat spot in there.
Yeah.
This one's got a lot of flat spots, but they're not like that
The
bad.
whole blade is just dull as fuck. Is the thing.
That's rough.
Yeah. People give me,
I got off topic.
not me. People give a lot of shit for James brand knives. They say that they're overpriced for the thing you're paying for. Tell me that's not better than when we picked it. It is.
What?
It's way better.
I think I just went to a different place
It's way better
in both
than when we
space
picked
and
it.
time.
Mm-hmm. It's way better.
That's like a Christmas cookie.
I literally said that is the best Christmas rye I've ever had outside of Midwinters.
Man, that's like a vanilla frosted sugar cookie with all of the Christmas spices in the world.
So much
There's
molasses.
like a little bit of
Very
pepperment on
sweet.
there, which is weird.
Very sweet whiskey. Yeah.
It makes me never want to pick a rye again.
I'm very sorry if you did miss it. Listen, I've said it 100 times, but if you were a patron and you didn't get one because the yields were low, if we could just increase yields, we would. But unfortunately, they don't work that way. That's what a single barrel is.
You want to feel what an actual sharp knife feels like? Do not cut your fucking finger.
Oh, you can just feel it like...
There's an actual good burr on
Yeah,
it right
you
now.
can just feel it right away.
She's sharp. I was fucking around cutting through some paper and I was like, that knife takes an edge so well.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, it's a bummer, but the yields just... Now, mind you, we didn't know it. Obviously, so this is, I guess...
It was blind to
maybe
us.
something,
it was blind
yeah.
on blind. If
Maybe,
you go back and watch the video, everything was fed to us blind. We didn't know ages, proofs, anything like that. They made us play poor guesses, basically. Yeah. So we knew it being, like, when they told us the answer, it said 9-year, 140. I think it was like 142 is what they had it at. And on the label it says 144.
Yeah, 143.
143. Okay. Yep. So it even jumped up a little bit from that bottling. We would have known it's low, but...
Yeah, listen, I didn't expect 250 bottles.
I'll never not pick something thinking, wow, we need more whiskey for people.
This is the problem.
The superior fucking bottle there. The 6-year...
And it wasn't even close.
We would have had a lot more bottles. Yeah. People would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it is not what that 9-year or 10-year bourbon is. That 10-year bourbon is insane.
There's also... But there's two trains of thought here, right? So we go on these picks because people pick in the opposite train of thought we do. Generally, usually retailers or store owners.
Yeah.
You go on a pick and you think,
what can I sell?
How many bottles are in there?
Yeah.
And then who is going to buy it when it's in my shop or wherever it's going to be? So one train of thought is picking, and we had this conversation while we were there with Keith and Libby, but there was the first bourbon we drank that we could have picked.
Yeah.
One of the greatest mass market bourbons.
Yep.
Probably for like $80 ever.
Just drank super easy.
Yeah.
It still had a good amount of proof,
good.
but
Yeah.
you're like, damn, that was like something you could pop.
I think it was 6.
And like pass around
Everybody
a couple
loved
drinks and everyone would have been like, damn, that's a good bottle.
So if your idea, so we have that, then we have the bourbon that we picked. And then we had a rye that was younger than that one, and then we had that rye. And so when we go on a single barrel pick on any given day, we go and we pick our favorite thing that's there.
Yeah.
The group's favorite is probably the way to phrase that. We pick the group's favorite thing. Everybody gets a vote. All of the votes are equal.
Yeah.
Whatever majority says wins. Rye 2 was the majority of the day overall, period.
Yeah. You and
I
Ryan.
was throwing a bitch fit, basically, quietly, that we couldn't have one of my favorite bourbons we would ever be able to select.
I agree. But we also thought we were only getting one allocation.
We were.
And I thought
that
was the better one of the day.
And we were allocated one barrel. I've been talking to Danielle from 13th for 6 months about lining up a pick and us coming out and this whole thing, and it was
amazing
great.
people. If you ever get a chance,
100%
head on over
there.
to the distillery. It is an old mattress warehouse.
Yeah.
Gigantic
Huge.
building. Small tasting room, but go there, check them out, give them some love, because honestly, they're putting out some really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy like really great whiskey for $60 to $80 from them.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like really, truly great whiskey, honestly. But anyways, so we go and we do this. Well, when we drank, we all went through, we all voted.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody did agree at some point in time that was probably the bottle. Like that was going to be the one. Now, after that, Ryan didn't even go to get a barrel for him.
No.
I had to twist Ryan's arm and guilt trip him into coming. Now, thank God he came, because he's the reason we got 2 barrels.
Yeah.
Now,
and we got to see our buddy.
We got to...
Love that.
We did get to because of the 2 barrels, it did increase our yield significantly.
Yeah.
If we only picked that, that's 80
People
bottles,
lost their mind.
period.
Yeah.
The whole trip was 80 bottles
Yep.
outside of the backbone portion of it. So we did get now, because of the 2 barrels, we got 180. Ryan picked that one. We picked that one. Sean, as almost like an offhand comment, was like, "No, we should split those," and then like walks off.
Yeah.
Like 4 hours later, I looked at Sean and I go, "We got to do that." And Sean's like, "Yeah, we should." And I was like, "I got to bother the fuck out of Ryan."
Yeah.
Because my favorite
Ryan was
thing,
on board when I
he
pitched
was,
it there.
yeah,
He would
he
go,
was.
"Oh, we could do that."
I just wanted to make sure,
Yeah.
like, we needed to nail that down.
yeah.
So then we get the setup. We ended up taking almost the whole barrel of each, is how that ended up happening. And I'm very happy that we did. Those picks are very good. Like I said, if you didn't get one, I do apologize. If Sean and I could increase yields, we'd increase yields. We kept the price at MSRP. We do what we can to try to make everybody happy.
It was just Halloween. I want to know about your haunting story that you didn't get to tell last time. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Because-
buddy, I'll never forget it for the rest of my life.
Was it here or is it at? Okay.
It was in Luna's room or Holden's
Again?
room. So, but this time Ricky was up there.
Oh,
with me.
nice. Okay.
All of us are up there. TLDR, Ricky and I start the bedtime process every night together. So, if you have kids, you know that, but bedtime is like, it's the closest thing I could equate to like going to war with children every night. It's
Against children, not with. Against.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
You're constantly, it's a surprise to them every night that they have to go to sleep at the same time.
Yeah.
So every night it's an argument.
To be fair,
every night it's a fight.
Right now, it's like, so Aaron and Katie, they used to say, "Oh, hey, the sun's going down, time for bed."
Yeah.
They go, "Well, during summer, well, it's 10
It's
o'clock.
10 o'clock.
The sun's still
Yeah.
out." And then all of a sudden, like now we're getting into the winter months. It's 6 o'clock and the sun is going down. So
it just doesn't work. Like
it's rough on kids.
our society
Yeah.
hates
happiness.
they love heart attacks and strokes and like that kind of stuff. So we do daylight savings time. But so everybody's up in bed, everybody's brushed their teeth, everybody's done if everybody does a good job, we read a book
population
almost
control, Dan.
every night. So we go up there, Ricky's got a book in her hand, Holden on one side, Luna on the other side. They're all laying, head up against the headboard like you normally lay in a bed.
In Holden's room, right?
In Holden's room.
Okay.
I'm laying across the foot of the bed listening to the book being read, right? So we're all up there as a group, family. Mira, we have 3 stories to our house because we don't have a basement. So whoever built the floor plan wanted to go to the sky apparently. So they're where they are.
Yeah, but I think realistically, 3rd floor versus basement, I'd rather have 3rd floor.
Would you?
Yeah.
I think it
You know
would
what?
have been
My
a good
3rd
idea.
floor would have never flooded, but my
That's
basement
true.
did.
I think the nice part is no flooding. The
Yeah.
shitty part is like the person who built the house, there's no ducting up there.
Yeah.
So it's like, what were you going to do with this space? You know what I mean? What a weird thing. No heat, no
Sauna.
cold air. Yeah. Now in the summer, 250 degrees up there. It's a good place to store barrels if we could bond the house.
Oh, dude, bond the house.
But so anyways, we're in bed. Ricky's reading the book. Mira, our dog who barks at everything and everyone, including like if I walk into the house right now, she'll start barking.
Yeah, she's a vocal
Barks
gal.
at everything.
Yeah.
She is lying on our 2nd floor on the stairs, like on the landing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking. You know what
Yep.
it looks like. So Cooper, who is a deaf and blind dog now, he's lying on the 3rd
He's an
floor.
old guy.
He's 14.
Sorry. Yeah.
13, 14. He's lying on the 3rd floor, but at the stairs. Okay.
All right, so
So
they
we
got-
have a dog on each
Yep.
stair.
Yep.
Now, if Cooper hears Mira bark, which he can hear that, it must be a pitch or frequency or something.
I think it's just very loud.
He can feel that or hear it or whatever.
Mira's a big gal.
Yes.
You can feel like it reverberates through your body
Yeah.
when she barks. You're like, damn.
So Mira, anytime she barks, he's right there barking.
Ride or die.
He won't start the bark because he's deaf and
That's the
blind.
friend you want in life, right
but
there.
he feels it and he's like, I'm here
yeah.
and we're gonna
We're
eat
gonna
somebody
bite some people,
together.
yeah.
So as we're laying in bed, Ricky's reading the book. The fan's on, the light's on.
Okay, all right.
We'll say it's 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Ricky's reading a book. Nobody's talking.
Lights on,
obviously.
lights off.
Lights on.
All right.
Nobody's talking. I hear a male voice out of the ear. Just left ear. Just it's somewhere in
Like
this
towards
direction.
The window?
Towards the door.
Towards the door. Okay.
And I go, that was super weird. Couldn't make it out. And there's this it's a real thing. Somebody will like correct me or you'll know what it's called. When you have your fan on, your brain can hear music. Do you know this?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you know the white noise that your fan would create if you
Yeah.
slept with a fan on. The white noise your fan will create actually you can hear music through your fan when no music is playing.
It's your brain trying to make order out of chaos,
Sure.
basically.
There's a name for this. Like this is a real thing, and it's been like a very documented thing.
Yeah.
That you can hear sometimes talking or music out of just a fan in a room, nothing else.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah. So it's not a syndrome, but there's a scientific name for it or whatever. So there's reasoning.
A syndrome. You think everything's
I like
a syndrome?
the word.
Yeah.
It's just easy. Throw it at a wall, it'll stick.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's a technical name for what I'm referring to.
There you go. That's much better.
There's a technical name for it. And if you look up like heard music with fan on, that word will come up. It's very, very like it's a publicly known thing. We need
to edit this. Yeah, I'll figure it out right now. You know what? We don't have a Luke. We don't have a Jamie. And I'll do it right now.
It's a thing though.
Heard music with fan on.
Yeah, there's a name for it.
Audio periodolia.
Yes. So that's a real thing, right? And I've had it happen. It happens all. I sleep with a fan on every night of my life.
Okay, I'm going to read this real quick. It's a weird but common experience that happens when you perceive words from random noise.
Yes.
It's a random phenomenon, different person to person.
Phenomenon would have been the word I was looking for. Isn't that weird though?
Yeah. That's like so the same thing happens like when people see faces in like something like a toast or something like that. Your body's trying to, or your mind is trying to relate something very random and then putting a value that your brain knows to it. So when you hear that audio response, you're like, you heard people talk in different octaves, tones, volumes, anything like that. So your brain is trying to make sense of that noise in what you understand. And speech is a big one.
The weird thing is like every night of my life, sleep with a fan on. Yeah. There are times when I hear music. There's times when I don't. But this has been through every house I've ever lived in. This is through college.
I've never had this happen.
Always. But you don't sleep with a fan on. If you choose, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gabby's got one.
Sure. So, but anyways, this is a thing. And I know it's a thing.
Gabby's got a fan.
I even know on the day, like I've known this for a long time, that this is real, right? That other people do experience the same thing.
Okay.
So I just chalk this thing up that I heard.
That's the fan.
The fan is on, the light's on.
Yeah.
Nobody's in the house because it's 9-something at night.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm like,
you live in the swamp, back
in
the woods.
Yeah, come in the house. So
it's dark.
I'm laying there. All of a sudden, 10 seconds goes by, exact same voice. And I'm like, a little louder, tiny bit louder.
Like, did you hear a word?
Couldn't make out the words the second time either.
Okay.
10 seconds later, though. And now the thing with the fan thing, because I've experienced it plenty of time.
Yeah, you turn that fan off?
No, it's the fan thing isn't.
What are you doing with your life?
It's not a reoccurring. You don't hear
it's a one and done.
You don't hear the same thing the whole time.
Yeah.
You hear a song play, or you hear, but
you hear like a melody.
It doesn't pause and come back. It is just there or it's not there. There's no, hey, how you doing? Goes away. Hey, how you doing? That's not how this operates. You hear the sound or whatever it is through the fan, right? And then your brain goes, fan's on.
Yeah.
You're done. You're over with it.
As we know, though, if this happened to me, my brain would just forget because it's
10 seconds,
it's
buddy.
auditory.
Instant.
Yeah, my brain gone. Ooh, that happened? And then it would happen again. Like, oh, that's weird. And then it would happen again. And it could happen 9 times. I wouldn't remember it.
Time number 14, some guy's like,
but
hey, Sean, I'm over here.
If it wrote it down, though, I'd have been like, damn, bro, I get you.
Yeah. So happens the second time. And I'm sitting here. Now, mind you, Ricky's reading a book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm the only one.
Is she reading it through the fan? Like she's Darth Vader?
No, the fan's over in the corner. We're all on the bed. So we're sitting there, and it's clearly a male. It is 100% a male.
It's the guy that died here.
It's a masculine voice, right? Yeah. So I'm laying there. And it was louder, and it was slightly more clear. And I go, second time was weird. That was different.
Not like third time you figure like maybe your dad's downstairs.
So 10 seconds later, I hear, hey, Dan. Like that.
I think your brain, like, so the problem is now your brain is just looking. Okay.
Yeah, you'll like the rest of the story.
Okay.
Loud. As if they were in Luna's room. You know how the room structure is up there?
Yeah.
They share a wall.
Yep.
Both doors are open. So it's as if, it's not if somebody's standing with me or next to me. It's as if somebody's standing on the other side of a doorway that was open though.
Anyone else hear this?
So the third time, because it was so loud and clear.
Yeah.
I'm looking down, like, because we're reading the book and Ricky's got the book in front of her. I'm looking down and I just look over like this because it was so clear. And Ricky's got the book and she goes, and I'm like, holy shit. No words spoken, like clear as hell. She heard that.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys have a little mental
and the kids
conversation.
Are there. Yeah, the kids are there, so it's like we're gonna keep this calm because I'm gonna drag a body out of my house.
Yeah, you're gonna
in
have
about
to.
30 seconds.
Yeah,
because you can't be in anywhere near my kids' rooms because this is like.
So it sounded like it was upstairs, not like
this person was in within 20 feet.
Okay.
Of where we're at.
So it didn't sound like it's shouting from upstairs. Like
there was
you didn't
nobody
think like
yelling.
I showed up and
no,
was like,
no.
Dan.
And it's
like
9 o'clock at night,
okay.
right? And just to add to it.
Yeah, but I could have messaged you 9 times, called
Mira
you
didn't
3.
bark. Okay. So nobody walked in the house. Because a door opens, the dogs bark. That dog is barking.
That's fair.
Mira never barks, not once. Now Mira isn't going to hear the voice in theory because she's on the second floor and it's clearly on the third floor.
And Cooper
deaf. Doesn't move, but he's deaf.
Yeah.
Ricky looks right at me. And I don't want to scare the kids. And I just look at Ricky and I go, did you get that? And she goes, yeah, that was a hey, Dan. We heard the same words, buddy. I never said it to Ricky. Never said what I heard. And I looked at her and I go, sounded exactly like my dad's voice. And she goes, kinda. And I go, I'll be right back. And so the kids are kind of like, what's going on? I go, I'm just going to go check some stuff. Mm-hmm. So I go into Luna's room. We clear out Luna's room. Thanks. There's a couple spots up there where I fit, like,
yeah.
There's little weird doors and stuff.
I wouldn't worry about that.
And it's just one of those things you hear about, the crazy stories.
Yeah, but I ruled those out
somebody's house,
so
right?
fast because of percentage, like.
Sure. Well, I went in them.
It's 99.1.
Yeah.
That
100%.
like it's downstairs versus in a little devil door that you got to go through.
I went in them. Yeah. So I go in them. Nothing, obviously. Right. Go downstairs. Mira's still laying on the landing. Nothing out of Mira. Didn't give a shit. I walk by her. She's just like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Clear the whole second floor. Go down, buddy. I'm in the furnace room. Check the crawl space. I check. But then as I'm downstairs, I'm thinking. I wouldn't have heard it like that. Yeah. The audible experience of you coming into our first floor and yelling would not be, hey, Dan. It'd be, hey, Dan. Like, you know what I mean? It'd feel different, right? I come all the way back upstairs. Ricky's laying in bed with the kids. And she goes, did you find anything? I go, uh-uh. And I go, you know what? Had to be a device. Had to be, and we misheard the Dan or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's clearly a male voice.
It would be
I go, you know what? Let me go check out. I'll check all that stuff. Go downstairs. Holden's PlayStation TV off.
Yeah.
Oculus off, which we wouldn't hear the mic through that, but off.
Fair.
TV in the living room off. We don't have a TV in our bedroom. My phone on my charger in our bedroom on my nightstand.
You know, if you would have made me make a bet there, dead. Your phone's always dead.
Oh, that's never dead. It's great. I just never carry it around. So it's on my nightstand, right?
Okay.
Plugged in charging on the nightstand. I don't have a device on me. iPads are both on our kitchen table on the first floor. Went and found both iPads.
Okay, your house is just haunted.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
I looked at her here. It had to be your phone. She pulls her phone out and she just like out of her pocket, unlocks, goes to the home screen. No video playing, no music playing, no nothing playing. I'm like, you know what? Holden's got a Google Home up here.
Yeah.
Had to be the Google Home. Holden goes, I moved the Google Home downstairs. It's downstairs. I went, oh, wow. I have no way to explain this at all now.
Man.
2 of us heard it. Kids didn't hear shit.
It's going to be so easy to fuck with you in these coming years. I'm going to be planting speakers everywhere in your house.
Yeah, it was.
Wi-Fi
I told
speakers.
Ricky. So this is the other thing. There was a speaker thing that's up there that I use to monitor Luna's oxygen and like blood, or heartbeat. So we can speak through it.
Yep.
And there's a camera that we can speak through
People
up there.
are fucking with you.
Well, so now I start thinking of these and I go, well, neither's on the Wi-Fi. So
okay.
You can't access them externally. Let's pretend somehow figured it out. I talk through them intentionally. They sound like robots. They sound like you're speaking through a shitty microphone.
Your house is haunted. I don't
know.
And
I looked at Ricky and I walked downstairs and she goes, I don't know what it was. And I go, it was a fucking ghost. Like there's not shit else. I stayed up, stared at that monitor in their room for hours. Kids didn't hear shit. Ricky and I went through the ringer. Haven't heard anything since.
Yeah.
Did wake up at 3 o'clock 3 mornings ago because one single fire alarm was going off at 3 a.m. One.
It's never a convenient time, by
one
the way.
Of them.
It's always
Didn't set
the
any other one off.
But we have one that goes out constantly.
Do you?
I don't think it's wired right, so it just eats through batteries.
Yeah.
And it's like it always goes off middle of the fucking night. It's never a convenient time. Like, hey, 7 o'clock at night. oh shit, let me replace that battery.
Yeah.
Now 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You're like,
Ricky thought the house was on fire. I got up and I'm like,
it's usually Gabby. She wakes up and was like, hey, fix that. And I'm like, fix what? Where we at?
Yeah.
What's happening? And she's like, the fire alarm. I'm like, yeah, I'll get that.
Ricky thought the
I
house was on
definitely
fire.
wouldn't see him do
We didn't
that.
even know it was a fire alarm. I thought it was a carbon monoxide detector at first.
That boop, boop.
Yeah, and so I went and started testing all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I test one fire alarm, every one of them in the house goes off.
Oh yeah.
Right?
We've got one that screams fire.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's jarring.
Yeah.
But I could not get the one that went off. It turned itself off. Couldn't get to go off without setting all of them off. And I'm like, this is just, if we're gonna play a game, you gotta fucking be cool. You can live here, but I need you to be cool. You know what I mean?
Fuck with like if you were a ghost, you gotta fuck with them a little bit.
As long as they don't fuck with the kids, I don't care.
That's why I said, hey Dan, he ain't fucking with them.
I know
He fuck with
kids
you.
didn't even hear that noise.
Ghost is laughing his ass off.
It was so weird.
Watching you stick your head in every little wall, just looking around.
Oh, my
where
full
would it
body
be?
was in the wall. Oh, I was behind the headboard in his room, standing, looking around.
You're
Buddy, I heard,
a normal person.
Yeah, I heard
one.
like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, I wrote it off twice. The third time was so much louder.
Yeah.
And the first time was, the second time was, hey, the third time was, hey, Dan. Like that, buddy. The escalation
It's
of
gonna be someone just fucking around.
wild. With what? Not a connected device in their room. Not one.
I mean, it could have been downstairs or something like that.
It couldn't have.
You don't think so?
Not with the fan on.
In
We
your
wouldn't
room?
have
Do
heard
you
it
have
like
anything
that.
in your room?
My phone was on the charger. That's it.
That's it. No speakers.
Nope.
No like Nest or anything like that on that floor.
My Google Home's unplugged because
Okay.
I stopped using it. Isn't it? I went through everything. With Ricky, I'm like, well, there's an explanation.
Sure,
We just got to find the explanation.
Yeah, we need to get
There
some
ain't
ghost
one.
hunters down here.
Yeah, there ain't one. I think it's friendly.
Yeah.
I do think that. Because it didn't feel scary. It did piss me off because it was with the kids. But it wasn't scary. It was like I was angry, immediately angry. Immediately my blood pressure was like, all right, it's go time. We'll figure it out.
No, that's adrenaline.
No, it was anger.
That is,
Oh,
I'm
I
going to
was
have
so
to go
fucking
murder
mad.
someone.
Yeah. Yeah, it just
Murder.
was like, huh, that's interesting. All the doors were locked downstairs.
I haven't had anything like
So
that.
weird.
Okay. So like not that long ago, I had slept on the couch and I like got up in the middle of the night, had to pee, and
I
like
hate that.
just threw the flashlight on because this is when we had a bunch of deliveries and shit.
Sure.
So like there's boxes and shit in front of from where the couch is to the bathroom, and I didn't want to kick one, wake Gabby up, wake the dog up, whatever.
Sure.
Throw on the light and I'm like walking through, and just randomly, so you know the layout of my house is I'm walking through, there's bedroom, office, and I like throw it up. Aura sitting.
Oh, no way. That's so
sitting
creepy.
up on the bed, eyes. All you see is eyes. I'm like, motherfucker, cat.
That's
and
so
she's just like,
creepy.
welcome to hell. I'm like,
The cat you've seen 3 times this
dude,
year.
it's just sitting there, and
At
I just
2
see
a.m.
those 2 marbles of eyes staring
In
back
your home,
at you.
which is wild.
And I was like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, dude, instant sweat, heart rate, million. I'm like, I look at it, I go, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And she's like, dude, I'm just being a cat. This
Yeah.
is my time right now. Welcome to my world. And I was like, can't do it.
You're like,
Can't
you're about
fucking
to live outside.
Can't fucking do it,
You're
man.
about to live outdoors. You're about
I will
to
say
become
it
an
is
outdoor cat.
so unsettling when animals are like, hey, shit's going down.
Yeah.
Like, we need to murder. And it's
Yeah.
like, I've also seen Knox
like
get
an
mad
instinctual
at
thing.
Pepper's reflection in a window. So
Listen,
I
Knox
no
not
longer
the
trust
smartest
him
dog.
that much.
He's an intense dog.
Yeah.
He's not the smart. He's very happy too.
Yeah.
Not the smartest dog I've ever met.
So we're getting the windows replaced, and I just let the I just walk out on the deck and go, hey, you mind dogs?
Sure.
And they're like the 2 guys that came were like, no, got dogs. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna let mine out. This is better. He's very excited.
Sure.
Trust me, he's very nice. Nothing's gonna happen.
He
Like,
probably
all right,
won't
cool.
bite you.
Um,
He looks like he will.
I think it's way worse if they come in the house.
here.
Like he's just like,
Yeah.
if I let him out, he's like, oh, cool. Like let's run around.
Sure.
So he's like a little more excited. But he just runs up. He's very excited to
Yeah.
see people. And I'm like, all right, cool. We'll go in the house now. He'll be fine.
Sure.
Just instantly. If he meets them on the deck, way better than in the house is what I've
This is
learned.
a territorial thing.
Yeah, it must be.
It's got to be.
I don't know. German Shepherd.
Yeah. It
You
has
come into
to be.
his
It's his
Thunderdome.
family there.
Yeah.
That's why. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He says at the door, welcome to Thunderdome,
Yeah.
bitch, and then greets them that way.
Yeah. If you enter,
Yeah.
We're gonna find out who lives.
Yeah.
If you stay out there, I'll come out and we'll shake hands.
And he's just friends. And then they come in. He's like, all right, cool. They must be friends. We're inside now.
Yeah.
Good dog.
Gosh, he
intense.
He is the happiest, most intense dog.
He
outside
loves
of my
children
sister's
too. I can't
dog.
wait.
Outside of my sister's dog.
He loves doing drive-bys to kids. He just walked by. They're his height. He just full tongue up the face. They're like, what the? And
Kids
he just
hate
keeps
that.
walking.
Kids fucking hate that. Your kid's gonna
He about
hate
it though.
that.
He about it though. He's gonna make sure they're clean.
They're not clean.
Clean up that
He's getting
face.
everybody sick. You know why? He's getting snacks off them.
Oh yeah,
He's getting
100%.
a little leftover sweet potato over there. You know what I mean?
To bag.
Oh,
He's
dude.
a baggy dog now.
He's gonna be so fat someday.
Yeah, he can be happy.
He's gonna be
a
so
happy
fat
dog.
someday.
I can't wait.
I remember you got that. You got Knox, and I literally said he's gonna be as big as Mira, and you're like, no, he's not. He's the same weight as Mira right now.
He's a bigger dog.
He's not. They're very
German
close.
Shepherds
Are,
naturally are
yes,
bigger dog.
true.
Malinois
That's
are.
true.
He's about the size of Malinois.
Mira's a bigger golden doodle for sure.
Fat.
Buddy.
She husky.
Last time I took
like
her,
you.
79.
She's losing weight.
She lost a little.
That's sad.
It's not sad.
Yeah.
No, we feed her different.
She's an old dog.
She gets
You feed her
food-
one a day?
They get food twice a day.
Okay.
Now they get just like a random. Cooper eats the same amount Mira does in theory, which is interesting because he's 35
I was
pounds.
gonna say he's half his or her size.
Or she eats all of his. I don't know which. You know what I mean?
Could be both.
They're both happy. I don't know. They're fucking.
whatever. They're animals.
She's
they're happy.
13 or 12, and he's 13 or 14.
I'm
so.
there to have a best friend. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
live your best life,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you don't.
You know what?
You're not a real attack. Like we didn't need you to be a military dog.
Yeah.
The barking I appreciate. You let
Yeah.
me know what's going
You
on,
let her- yeah.
and then also be there for me and help me out if I need
He's
it.
gonna
You
wear
know
a
what I
bark
mean?
collar when we have our baby.
Oh, buddy. Oh, that is gonna be
'Cause
a
I'm gonna
fucking nightmare.
End his life.
Oh, that's gonna be a nightmare. When you're
like-
on 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And you're pissed, Gabby's pissed, the baby's pissed, and Knox. Everybody finally falls
Ruin.
asleep. You're sitting up, just snoring, drooling on yourself, and he just starts barking.
Ruin.
You're gonna be like,
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'll give you up for adoption.
I love it.
Like I know you do.
But
That's gonna be
be a very
rough.
trying
Oh, I
time.
used to get so mad at Mira.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up!" And she
Yeah.
just puts her, just shrinks.
Knox doesn't.
She becomes the smallest.
Knox got his mohawk up. He's looking out at a delivery driver like, hey, if you come up these steps, I will bite
dude,
you.
you're
Which
gonna
is a
figure that
total
out.
fucking lie.
Yeah, he won't do it.
Because all he'd do is walk out
won't
there
do
and
it.
just wag his
Yeah.
little dumb fucking tail and just be like, you want to be my friend?
Yeah, he won't do it. You got a treat.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a snack.
He doesn't want that. He just wants friendship. Pet me twice. We're good. I'll go right back in that door.
I was giving him bacon the other day. Where were we?
Virtue.
Why do we have bacon? Did Luke make it?
No.
What was I giving him?
From a BLT sandwich
Oh my gosh, from Zerk. Zerk brought those monster BLTs.
from Tony's.
Yeah, I was giving him bacon off
Yeah.
the sandwich. He was loving that.
Yeah, he does love bacon.
He was
Everyone
love-
loves bacon.
It's
though.
bacon.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing of all time. They made a whole
I
treat.
so badly want him to be our distillery dog.
Yeah.
So when we start getting more open,
You're
and
going to have to figure out his intensity.
I think as it goes, it gets lower. Like he's almost 4 now.
Well, for
He's
sure.
still got a good amount of intensity.
Yeah, he does.
But the more familiar he is with the
Sure.
place, that's a very big place.
Yeah.
He'll calm down a lot.
I think like between 6 and 8, he'll be pretty damn calm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think the more
he'll always
like
have energy, but
so give it a while. Like the more people that like
Yeah.
cycle in and out will be way more of a normal thing for him.
you think so?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's no way.
100%.
Buddy,
It's a schedule thing.
where
like
have you ever taken him that he was calm ever?
the last time Virtue, he's pretty calm. The day you were giving him bacon.
That was, okay, that's fair. That was one of the calmest days.
Yeah.
He got out, ran around like a crazy dog.
Yeah. They were
Like
playing
sniffed
fetch with
everything.
him,
Yeah. Play, did all the things he
mentally
wanted to do.
stimulating for a dog to go out and like sniff and
Sure,
do that
yeah.
all stuff.
I know, but the breed of dog you own
Oh yeah.
is on a different level of
He's high-strung.
energy
Yeah.
than most dogs.
little high-strung.
Like golden doodles, golden retrievers, normal dogs they don't require like the energy dump.
Oh,
Knox
yeah.
requires
Yeah.
an energy dump. He's like, I have all of it. I need to get it out. You
Yep.
got to figure this
Right
out.
now.
Help me out. Help me help
He's
you.
a capacitor.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
all or nothing,
Yes.
baby.
Yeah. 100%.
But yeah, we're getting close on the distillery side of stuff too. Getting open. Getting closer.
We were very close to that.
Getting closer. Shout out to Chris Bragg for helping us out a
Huge
lot.
shout out to Chris.
Doing like a lot of the paneling that we are doing throughout the
yeah.
decor.
It's going to look so cool.
deco side of things.
Yeah. That's going to look so cool. I
Still
love
heard
that stuff.
shit from Midland Steel.
They were like, maybe today. 2 days later, nothing.
Nothing. I got to call them. Hopefully. Well, it can't be tomorrow. Shit.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter unless your dad wants to go get it.
It's got to be Monday.
I haven't paid for it yet.
I think he's up north. So.
All right, cool.
There
you go. Yeah, we maybe get that done today.
2 days later. Just
nothing.
Nada.
They'll call him 5 minutes now. Like,
really quick before we talk about Virtue more, because that'll be a longer conversation than this. I put that golf net outside 2 weekends ago, something like that. It was nice out. It was sunny out.
Nice to just rip it.
Because I could back up with the driver. I could just move it back with the iron or wedge. I move it forward. You know what I mean?
You can really get a good swing and a driver instead of feeling
cramped. Yeah, I'm not hitting shit.
We're definitely not. We have 10-foot ceilings in here. Like we definitely have no issues.
Yeah,
but something about swinging a golf club inside feels like you're hitting everything.
Well, the other thing is outside. If you do shank the ball, you don't have to worry about it, right?
Not breaking. There's no glass.
In theory. So I set this up. I put that little mat down. I'm hitting my hybrid into the net.
You need to invest in a bigger one of those.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but
spend $100. We know you will.
Put that. I put that down out there, and I'm hitting my hybrid off it. Right, it's a four hybrid. It's a Callaway Rogue.
Yeah, I like that club for you.
I hate it.
You hit it well.
Nope. Well, this weekend when I went with Klein, it was the most love-hate. Smack like a fucking 200-yard something shot with it. Beautiful. Straight.
Yep.
Next one, topped it 15 yards, pissed off. You know what I mean?
I do believe that is the most like love-hate relationship for amateurs.
Is hybrids?
Yeah. Because it's either that square hit, something goes great, you're hitting it or 200 plus, fantastic shot, or it's topped and it goes 25 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Had that happen a lot.
Yep.
So we'll say 2-3 weekends ago, whenever it was nice, I put this net out, put that thing down. I'm hitting my hybrid off it, and it's just we're just drilling contact, and it's just contact and hand-eye coordination. It's eye on the ball. It's contact over and over and over and over and over and over. Right?
Yeah, we don't care about distance.
I hit like 250 balls this day through all my clubs, not just with the hybrid.
I can't imagine why you're golfing better than me.
It was like,
you just come out here and drill.
I had an hour and a half, right? I had an hour and a half. We had to go somewhere. I had an hour and a half, and it was nice out, and Holden was playing his Oculus.
Yeah.
And Ricky and Luna were gone. And I go, hey, buddy, you need anything? He goes, nope, playing with my friends. Sounds good. Move it outside. I'm going to hit. I got 8 balls, hit 8, get them back, hit 8.
You know what? He'll never care. I'm going to embarrass your child. So that day that I accidentally dumped that cup of water, and I was like, oh, we have no paper towel here. It's like, I got to go inside. I know where it's at in your car. So like, I roll inside. Him, underwear, Oculus, just ripping through. I sat there and watched him just screaming it's into his Oculus.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're playing.
He plays Gorilla Tag.
Okay, I have no idea what they're playing. I'm watching him the fucking time of his life just going through.
Yeah.
And I go, hey, buddy, I can't find any paper towel. He goes, closet.
Dude,
okay, thanks.
Watching people play Oculus is wild.
Dude, he
wild.
Looked like he was having the most
he loves it so much.
I look back at the times that like when we got an N64.
Play Star
highlight
Fox,
of my fucking just
Super Mario 64.
Super Mario 64. Never been more locked in my life. Watching him just rip through that, I was like, dude, he's having the best time.
I know it's actually a little bit good for him too, because it actually like helps with his motions. It makes him less sensitive to motion sickness.
Oh, no shit.
Because that Gorilla Tag game, you're moving with your
But
gorilla.
You're controlling the movement though, is the only thing.
It's still so fucky. If you go put that on, we could get you sick real fast. I've been sick in it twice.
Yeah,
and it'll rock your shit. Because the first time you turn, you're not walking. You know what I mean?
I need to get mine from Adam still. We have a bottle of mine still. We need to get from him.
So, anyways, I put this outside. I'm hitting my hybrid.
Oh, shit.
Buddy, I smacked the fuck out of one off the toe, right?
Yeah.
The ball goes directly into the wall of the saloon, the front brick.
All right.
It comes back at me at whatever fucking ball speed.
Jesus, yeah.
It hit me right in the shin. Thought I broke my shin, swear to God. I swear to God.
I'm going to look at the camera when I say this. I would pay...
To have it on video?
Like an obscene amount of money to have this in like a 120 frame video.
Me too.
So that I could slow it down and watch it hit.
I would have loved to have it on video. I threw my club into that net. I yelled, motherfucker, is probably as loud as I've ever yelled motherfucker before. and I just start limping around the yard like a fucking broken bird.
You gotta walk it off. You just gotta walk it off.
It hit so hard that it immediately was just warm, and then all of a sudden just started getting
bubbled out.
Really just hurt, really, and it was like, I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, it was wild. It was like it was literally whack fuck. It was whack fuck. Instantly, my shin was just on fire. It hurt so fucking bad. I had a huge bruise, just a golf ball in my shin bruise. It was wild. It hurt like a bitch. In a hybrid too. Couldn't have been an iron, a wedge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking hybrid.
Club head speed's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Coming off the old face of a hybrid. Yeah.
The only thing worse would have been the driver. That's the only thing that I have that's worse.
I don't know. Okay, so a lot of times woods are not looked at as like scrutinized as drivers.
Okay.
So like the specifications.
That's what you said. You said your woods are hot.
I think the woods that I have are fucking hot. Yeah. Because if I get a good square contact with my 3-wood, I'm pretty sure I can get it farther than my driver.
That's wild.
Like the specifications on a driver when they test it feel so much like tighter.
Yeah.
And they'll just let wood slide because like more often than not you're hitting them maybe less than 10% of the time for most people and even professionals. Like,
you're hitting them so little.
Infrequently that
you're hitting them less than your driver.
No one cares.
Yeah.
You're gonna be ripping a driver 10 times more often.
Which is wild because you don't use your driver that much. Like that's the other craziest part is like the driver's not used. I mean, it's used not even once on every hole through 18. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For most people, though, it is used off of everything par 4.
Yeah, and up. Yeah.
Not a lot of courses stack par 3. So
see a couple iron, like a 2-iron. Some people smacking 2 and 3s off a tee box. You know what I mean? Yeah, monsters. But
well, people want the control of an iron.
Yeah. With the distance of like almost a fairway wood, basically.
I can't do it.
I don't know. What I know is I'm going to get very good at golf over the winter, and I am going to get a PXG fitting on some irons next year.
You're a problem.
Huge problem. Liability. Yep. Huge liability.
What was great is I grabbed a hold of my father-in-law's, set it down and go, holy tilt. He's 6'4". So they're so tilted up.
Oh, yeah.
He's so tall. Yeah. He brings the shaft angle so much higher. Yeah.
Really?
So they're like tilted way up.
Yeah. So they're just off the fucking fairway for you.
Dude, me holding it, I'm like, oh my, I don't know how many degrees up it is, but I'm like,
it's noticeable.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's a lot.
Yeah. That was
that happens when you're 6'4", though.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotta have that.
I wanted like another half-inch on some of my clubs. You know what I mean? Not a lot, just a little bit.
I bet most of your stuff would be a degree or like probably 2 degrees
slightly
up.
Different.
Yeah. Because you're taller.
Yeah.
Even in a good athletic stance, like I bet you could hit your clubs better if you had more knee bend. If you squat a little bit more.
Started squatting more.
Squat a little bit more and bring yourself closer to the ground.
I can't do the I started bending my knees more and then getting a better posture over the ball. That seems to be helping.
Yeah.
If my ass out a little, back up a little, like chest up a little, helps me a lot with contact. Less topping.
Hands like straight down instead of like you normally I've noticed
that back shoulder thing helped a lot.
Your shaft angle very high. You just kind of brought it a little bit closer onto the down.
Well, yeah, because now I'm trying to keep
into it.
Trying to keep the bicep across the chest now.
That's gonna be tough.
It helps. No, it's great. I love it. Yeah, it's great. It's way better contact.
Like a muscle memory thing. Just thinking that
it's an instant feel. You just know if you're wrong. When you backswing, you're like, that was fucked. You know what I mean? Watch it go the wrong way.
You know what I'm still gonna do?
Yeah,
swing as hard as I can.
I'm gonna swing it. Yeah, I'm gonna
every time I go, hey, if I swung like 5% less my driver, I'd probably not
pick up
slice it.
Yeah, you do better.
Much. Yeah. I would gain probably 8 strokes
100%
through an entire match.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I get to back here
and I think,
you know what? Fucking send it.
You got it. What else are we doing here? What the fuck else are we doing? If you're not trying to hit a 300-yard drive on every tee box, you're a pussy. Yeah. And that's the rules of golf. You know what I mean? That's the rules of every bad golfer.
Unfortunately, I don't have it in me. I know that for a fact. I ain't got 300 in me.
I can't wait. Dude, I'm going to fucking
contact,
smack the shit out of the ball.
280's in there for me.
Yeah.
That
on a
day,
good one.
When I told you I put it in the water and Klein told me 255 to carry, I go, that breaks my heart. Then we drove up there and I go, hey, buddy, yours is only like 25 yards farther and you hit 300.
Sure.
Don't tell me that's 255.
Klein's wild.
That's a lie.
The more I learn, the more I see his swing. Does that make sense?
Yes. I told you it's wild.
I know.
I told you
everybody
it's so
has.
like
You did,
offline,
Night Angel did, all the,
But he's done it for 20 years.
And it works.
It just fucking works.
I told him, I go, you got to understand what's so impressive about you is your consistency, which obviously all like scratch golfers have consistency.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're scratch golfers. But I'm like, your consistency with your driver and your irons, and then you're a good putter.
Yeah.
Like he's like, my wedges are sometimes a shit show. And I'm like, but your irons are fucking great though.
Yeah.
Like always.
Yep.
I was like, at one point, Sean and I were like, when's Klein going to hit a bad iron
Come to
shot?
find out, this is just a golf podcast.
It's just turned into that. Okay, let's go back to Virtue because I was looking at this book and I had the notes in here.
So if you don't know, I solo streamed. I need to bring those samples to you. I got to narrow down to 4.
I don't know. Are they all the same finish?
I don't think so. I do not
that
think
would
so.
track because I texted Brett
all.
and Brett didn't think so either. No.
I do not think so at all. Like
Thank God.
the first one, I laid them out in just barrel number order. I don't know. Like I have no idea of, other than that, how to like place them. I think they've all been finished about a year. I went through, so like from 1 to 2, I go, whoa, that's a big change up.
Okay.
2 was the one that we opened
at the distillery.
and we go,
Yeah.
one great.
Didn't love that one.
One of the ones that I put out, I fucking hate the nose. I love the palate.
Oh, really?
I don't know how to put it into words, how much I love the palate. And they go, it smells like vomit.
Really?
I don't know what that is.
You just hate it like that though.
It tastes amazing.
That's wild.
Yeah, big disconnect. So it is.
How weird is it? It wasn't
the
a
2
glass
that I really
thing?
liked were the 2 lowest proof ones, 110, 109 proof.
There's only 2 of those.
Yeah.
I said when I unboxed them, I
amazing.
said to Chris, I go, 2 of these are significantly lower proof.
Both amazing. I have 4 set out. I'll bring all of them here. You can taste through them. But I think I have a favorite of,
Really?
of the 4 that
Is
I
it
picked
good?
up.
Like actually good?
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know the finish. It's great.
No, I don't know on any now because Brett looked it up and he goes, "Oh, they were all the Pinot de Charentis, whatever." And then he goes,
I don't think so.
He just texted and goes, I think there was different. I think you got other ones. That's all he said. And I hadn't texted
There
back
has
yet.
to be.
So
Or it is the like
most
wildest
variation.
depth between flavor profiles. Because I was like, there's no way.
right.
Like
Well,
some are like really short and like stuffy, and some of them have like a crazy back end,
Right.
and some of them are just not great.
Yeah.
They need some time in a barrel.
There was one
'Cause
that
they
we
felt
had
like they
that-
were put in winter and they only sat outside. Because I go,
Interesting.
It's just like weird.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. So Dan and Julie went through our wheat whiskeys last night.
Yeah.
I did.
Did we have them wrong? Do we have the numbers wrong? Because I thought it was 2 and 7.
7's correct.
Okay. I thought 2 and 7 were the ones that we liked, that we earmarked.
So just for context and people listening, all of the barrels are labeled with a W and a number up to
Wheat.
8. So
So we had wheat 1 through 8.
yep.
We had opened them for like quick backstory. We had opened them for people to try at pre-port in the park. And Julie goes, "Hey, I'll buy this barrel right now. That's fantastic."
And we
Just-
don't know which
just
one
bottle it.
still.
Unfortunately, we were having a good time hanging out. We had like 40 people there, in and out through the day. None of us like marked the barrel. I don't know why.
I wasn't out there
Should've.
when you guys even drank it.
You were out there popping
doing something
different
else?
bottles
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say,
at
I wasn't
barrels
with
at
you
some
guys,
point.
'cause I
You
didn't
were
hear
popping like light whiskey and stuff at the time. So we were just in and out.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's really good. Like, we'll definitely know which it is. And then pours happened. We're still working on stuff. And I was like, shit, we have no idea what this barrel is. So we'll just pull samples. Dan and Holden one day went over there, pulled samples from everything that we had at the time from Age Stock. And Dan just sent everything to Dan and Julie and said, hey, let us know which one do you guys like.
Yeah, I told Julie I'd send it. She was talking about how much she loved him when we were on the phone one day.
Yeah.
And I said, I go, well, nobody, Sean nor I, are ever going to know what barrel you drank that day. Like, unfortunately, it just is what it is. Mind you, I don't know that we would have drank that and been like, yeah, that's the one out of the 8 we need to bottle. Because obviously that all of them weren't tasted at that time. So what I was thinking was last night, they had it and they liked 2, 3, 6 between the two of them. I believe they both liked 3. They both liked 6.
I had messaged you
Their orders.
their orders.
Okay. I know for a fact they both like 3.
Okay.
Because I said you two both agreed on 3.
Yeah, right here. So I said 3, 4, and 6 were Julie. 2, 6, and 3 were Dan. So 3 was in the top for both of them. and 6 was also on the top for both of them.
So ours that I have check marks next to in our book.
Hopefully it's 1, 3, 5, and 7.
1.
Yep.
7.
Yep.
3.
So
3's the winner.
3 coincides with everyone's order.
Winner, chicken dinner.
That was first for Julie. That was third for Dan.
Yep.
And likable for us.
I had written red fruit, brown sugar, love it on 3 is what I wrote. What were the other ones they liked? 2.
2 for Dan.
I wrote boutique floral mint ? That one was really funky.
So I think I like that one.
Okay.
4.
I wrote cinnamon bomb, tastes like young Willet.
Oh, okay. Little boutique-y.
Yeah.
And they both like 6.
I wrote heavy cinnamon, cherry, and funk. It doesn't sound like bad notes, honestly.
No,
like
it's not.
From a writing perspective.
Yeah. So
I know
3,
when you and I both went through them, you and I both like 7 more than 6, though.
Yeah, I remember
You and I like 7.
I thought it was 2 and 7 were. That was what was in my mind.
Yeah.
And they had 2 push forward
I thought
for
it was
a
2,
while.
3, and 7.
And Julie on the second pass through goes, I don't like 2 that much. I goes,
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Neither of them picked 7. I go, uh-oh.
Yeah, 2. I wrote odd finish on 2. But we did all say 3.
Yeah.
All 4 of us now.
All right. So
Maybe 3. We'll have to go They're all sitting there. We can redo them real quick,
Yeah.
but at least we have it narrowed down a little, I think. You know what I mean?
yeah, we go
have
through their
tasted
numbers,
them.
our numbers.
They're all a little different now than they would have been anyways, from
been
you
another-
and I's perspective. But
I mean, we popped in August, which was very warm for us.
yeah,
And now it is, basically November.
basically. So
And it snowed.
yeah,
So
and then they went back into the warmth again now.
Yeah.
So
they got cold crashed out in the Rick house, and then
now they
they're
should be
warming back
interacting
up.
to
So,
fucking back. So
yeah.
So
And
I don't know.
if we pick any of
Interesting.
them, they're going to be exactly what we pull them at.
Yeah.
We won't cold crash them again.
Yeah. No, at this point, we just
Yeah.
need to bottle some shit.
Yeah,
Um,
we do. So realistically, I was talking about it last
now
night.
with the labels,
I said we're looking at doing a wheat whiskey, a bourbon. I'd like to have Chris try that. I'm supposed to meet him at 5 tonight over there. Have him try the 35 that we like. The 2.
Sure.
What was it?
2 and 3.
2 and 3.
Mhm. 2 was the one we all ended up with, but 2 and 3
I think
were
2 was the best one.
Yeah.
And then
It's always worth a
which
revisit.
Barton was it? Was it number 1?
Yeah.
Barton 1?
I'm still just not 100% sure on that.
I think it needs something.
I do too.
Like,
A double barrel or something.
yeah, we've got something that we can double barrel.
There's there's 10-year-old Barton barrels out there right now with nothing in them.
Yeah.
You can just throw it in there and see if it cleans up the finish. The finish was the only
You
problem.
can do Barton to Barton.
Finish is the only
That's
problem.
what it was.
Yeah.
It was like fleeting. There's
Yes.
something, it needed a
little
little
astringent.
something. Yeah.
It just
I
felt,
don't think it was astringent. I just thought it went to nothing.
I felt like the thing on the finish felt like, hey, in a year in a
really?
wood, this will be great.
You want
know what I mean?
development.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I want refinement. Maybe is the
Okay.
correct, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we need
I just
to
thought
go.
it was a fleeting finish. Like
Yeah.
it would kind of like ran away
Sure.
on you. Like not that it was wrong.
Right.
It was just not there.
Yeah. We need to like confirm that's the 35% of rye of our contract distillation we want to bottle. Like confirm that.
Yeah.
So we can bottle things and then put them in boxes, and then as long as we know the stacks of boxes, we can
Yep.
label them when labels get here and everything's approved or whatever.
Oh yeah,
we're
that's
doing.
easy enough.
So we can realistically next week we can bottle as long as we know what barrels we want to bottle. So
Damn, I'm gonna probably cry.
when we bottle
Yeah.
there, yeah. That
2
is-
years?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. At this point, for sure. Yeah. If not, maybe a little bit longer.
I thought about this legitimately this morning. I do a good amount of like lucid dreaming.
Sure.
So Gabby woke me up at 4:00. I was just out. She goes, Sean. I slept on the couch. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, what's up? She goes, you gotta let your dog out. I was like, all right, cool, man. Let's go out. He had to go to the bathroom.
Sure.
All right, cool. Let him out. I was like, all right, cool. If I'm in that headspace of like, I want to like lightly sleep,
Sure.
lucid dream. And then I thought back to like a weird conversation that we had with Greg Metz.
Mm-hmm.
And like somehow in my dream, he helped us make a blend.
Sure.
And I was like, dude, what
That'd be
is going
beautiful.
on right
Yeah.
now? and he talked about how he does his blends. And I was like,
yeah, he laid all that out on paper
dude,
for us.
All of it.
Very cool.
And like somehow my brain was like, this is how we do it.
Yeah.
And we started talking about like doing how we do blends and stuff like that. Should have wrote it all down. Didn't.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Very smart guy.
And I was like, dude, we made a blend in my dream.
Yeah.
Don't know what it was,
Yeah.
but in my dream, we made a blend and we're like, dude, I like this. This is going to be great. I was like, dude, it's going to happen. I fully believe that we have whiskey there right now.
We can definitely put together a blend or two for sure.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt. I think, and I'm hoping, could be wrong, I'm hoping it's actually harder for us right now to find single barrels than it is to blend. I think we have enough.
We definitely have earmarked a good amount of barrels that we're like, when we drink, we go, that's a good blender.
Yes.
Like, 100% that has a base or that has
unique
something up front
characteristics
or something that we want to put into a blend that we think would blend well. I don't know, though.
I just feel like we have too many different products right now to not be able to come up with a blend.
100%.
We do have too much.
Yeah.
We have 6 and 7-year-old rye. We have 7-year-old light whiskeys. We have some double-barreled light whiskey. We have 5-year-old wheat whiskey. We have 5-year-old bourbon and 2 different mash bills. We have 6-year-old MGP.
We have all the double barrel stuff up in the loft going too.
That's what I mean. One of those.
Like, you got that stuff cooking.
There's too many options for something to not meld together.
Yeah.
You just have to find what the meld is, right? But
meld and proof.
Yeah, I agree. And I actually think maybe on those I would like to try those single barrels, the wheat whiskeys with water in them. I'd be intrigued by that.
Proof them down a little bit? You think
I'd really like to proof those Bartons too, because I think some of those are high. I do.
Where's the proofer? I'll take it today.
I don't know.
We need to put batteries in it.
I think it's in here.
Yeah. We need to get that back over there.
Yeah.
100%. Because like
I got the pipettes
we're just
over
going
there.
on taste right
Yeah. I got the pipettes over there. I bet one of those Barton barrels is at least 125. At least one of them.
11. That was the one that you tasted and I would go, oh, that's good. And you're like, that's hot.
Some of those Barton barrels I think are hot. I don't know. And I don't even know. We don't even know the proof when we received them. We don't know what they were.
We know barrel entry.
Yeah, that'd be it. So that was just sourced product. But
yeah.
What I would like to do now is I am getting our contract distillation for 2024 laid out with New Holland now. And then
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Me too.
Because I'm re-drinking this right now and
so
thinking,
good, dude.
fuck, that's
that
so
one
different.
Is so good.
So this is the honey cask release that they did.
Yeah.
It is so different.
It's so good.
So fantastic. That's definitely one I'd love to have in our envelope. Like
we just have to figure out what we have to figure out is we're going to have to figure out I told them 60 to 80 barrels next year through the year. So we have to figure out that part of it. I did say this pending on pricing. We get price breaks the more barrels we buy from them. It's very different than how we're doing it with Sagamore. So like Sagamore's like, that's cool, man. You want 1,000 barrels. They're all that much money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? New Holland I didn't get pricing.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a tiered system. And I go, how about this? Rip me like...
Wait. They don't have any contract distillation. How is it tiered?
Because we're going to be the first people doing it.
Okay.
So he's just saying like, we'll give you breaks based on what you purchase, right?
So they're trying to set up a whole system. They're future proofing, basically.
Yeah, or they're just doing it for us. Yeah, I don't care. Or I don't know. But they don't do it for anybody else based on the conversations I've had with them.
That's why I was like, this seems weird that they're doing that. But
yeah, it
also makes sense. They're going to future proof themselves. They're going to have some sort of cover in the future if they're going to do something.
And it just gives them hey, if you want to buy more and you want to run our still more, make it a little cheaper for you.
Yeah.
Because you're making us money. We're paying them, right?
Yep.
So I'd assume that's part of it too. But
fair.
So I don't know. I just responded, I go, what's like a 50 to 80 barrels look like? And where are the breaks at? Because when you tell me there's going to be breaks, if we say we want 50, but 60 is a break, we'll figure out how to swing 60.
If
you know
we say,
what I mean?
Hey, we want 80, 100 is the break. Well,
we can shift
make it work,
priorities and try to figure some stuff. But that's why I was like, I gave him a range and it was like, just let me know where these tiers or these breaks are at, because we'll then adjust that accordingly. So And so we're going back and forth on when do you want it distilled? This is roughly how many we generally would do at one time. You know what I mean? Fair. So on and so forth. So, but that'll be next year. We'll have that. It'll be new next year, but we'll have it next year.
Yeah.
And
then what we do
we
is
need some older whiskey. So.
We get in with them, right? We start laying contract distillation and then say, hey, you got some 6-year you want to sell?
I've tried that.
It'd be great.
I was told no.
It'd be great.
I tried really hard.
Hey, it'd be great.
It would be great. I tried it.
Because I think realistically, they're laying down some really cool shit. This proves it.
Every one of those releases proves it.
The
90 proof Origin proves it. That's wild.
It's something that's so different in the scape of bourbon right now.
In such a great way.
Yeah.
And in a value perspective. Like they're about to launch, we're supposed to get them, but they're about to launch 4 more of the toasted Origins at cask strength.
4 more?
Yeah.
So
4 new ones.
8 this year.
4 news. So we're supposed to get those. So
damn.
We'll see. But
that's a lot.
I can't wait. I was talking to Adam about
cask strength still?
Damn. And I told Adam, I was like, hey, if you give us some info, we could line these up.
Oh, yeah.
Do a Monday or something on them.
Oh, yeah.
Give us all the information as to when, where, how, price, whatever you want.
4
right?
more? Man, they've laid down some whiskey then.
Yeah. Well, this is why. So the problem is they're doing.
They were right on track with the bourbon boom. Come to find out.
Well, it doesn't sound. It sounds like they're behind. Sounds like they wish they had even more than they currently
like they
have.
Should be doing
maybe
2
the
then.
way to phrase it. You know what I mean?
I mean, okay. So 4 gives me confidence that they're laying down a shit ton, have a shit ton.
Well, they
in
are
reserve.
laying down a bunch. That's for sure. I don't know the age on all their stuff, but they have enough to continuously produce Origin.
Yeah.
Now the normal 90 proof was hard to get from distributors. I had heard from a store owner. So
where were we? Oh, well, where I just got the well, we can talk about this. Okay. So completely different gear here. Okay. So I go in, we have a local shop very close to us. That's in Hemlock.
Sure.
We go in and I see state minimum pricing. I go, oh, that's great. I'm looking through the shelf. I was like, nothing I need. I grab a drink for Gabby and me, and we're going somewhere. I walk back and I see, dude, there's Eagle Rare on the counter. State minimum pricing. I haven't seen Eagle Rare in forever.
Yeah, I pay $32 for Eagle Rare.
I grab 2 bottles. They have 2 bottles sitting there. I go, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to clear it on out.
Sure.
Go, there's 2 left. I haven't picked up an Eagle Rare in years.
Right.
Pick them up, walk up there, grab a couple other things from the store that we need. Just kind of roll on. I was like, all right, cool, man. Like, we're having a good day. I found 2 Eagle Rares at state minimum.
Sure.
They ring up everything. First one, boop. Second one, boop. She goes, total. 200. I go, whoa.
Excuse me?
Whoa. What happened?
Excuse me.
I was buying like caramel apple dip and like a couple other like little things.
Stuff, yeah.
I go, oh, what? I look at it. $89.99. I go,
90 per Eagle Rare.
I go, I don't need those. I go, I'm so sorry. There's a sticker over there that said state minimum. Underneath it, I thought those are state minimum.
Sure.
I don't need either of them. She's like, oh, I'm going to have to get someone here to ring these out. I go, cool.
Sounds good. Do that then.
That's fine.
Or sticker them.
$90
Wouldn't have done it.
a piece.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For Eagle Rare.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh my God. There's not a chance of where like, if there were 60,
so
I would have probably
wild,
bought
dude.
one. Realistically,
Sure.
$60. I go,
Was it a pick?
no,
Man, that's
just a normal Eagle Rare.
Oh man, I'd pay 60 for a pick.
I'd pay 60 for one.
Say
I don't
pick-
have
I'd
any.
pay 60
right now.
for a
I have
pick.
0 Eagle Rare at
Sure.
my house. Outside of, I think I have like that much of a 175.
Okay,
I don't have a lot.
right.
So it's like shit,
There's
dude.
70
2
here.
Yeah.
Just take 3 home. You know what I mean?
$90. How dare you put a state minimum?
That's wild.
dude. Buffalo Trace, $29.99.
So I think that's actually
Basically
state min now.
state min.
I think
I
it
go-
is. I think they bumped it to 30.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
Like everything else said state minimum,
Right.
just ripping it. You're gonna throw that out there and go,
And not tag them, not price tag them.
yeah,
That's so annoying.
$89.
You're trying to fool
I go,
people.
all right, cool,
Trying
man.
to fool
Like,
consumers.
I
Try and trick them. That's the only.
It's sitting on
There's
the counter.
no other reason.
Like,
Right.
That was like, I didn't have to ask anyone
That's
to get that. I
bullshit.
picked them up.
Right.
Next to, she goes, oh, that was like the tag that was like next
That's
to
such
it was
bullshit,
statement.
dude.
That, go to my favorite store in Allen Park, the
Sure.
old Top Shelf
Yeah.
Liquor, And I looked through. They had some cool stuff. I bought us a Bernheim cask strength.
Yeah.
We've never done that.
Never seen that.
I was like, have we done that?
Yeah. I don't think I've seen one. Yeah.
There's a batch on it. I don't know what it is. So I looked through it. I was like, dude, cool. They got some cool stuff. Get up to the counter. Maker's Mark seller. I go, all right, man. I gotta ask how much is it? He goes,
Right.
500. Didn't even look like. Didn't even go. I think that's 500. He goes, it's 500. Boop, boop. Just scanning myself. I go,
He's had a lot of people ask that question.
whoa.
That's what that means.
Hey, dog. How long do you think you're gonna sit on those? Because I know they keep stuff behind the counter.
Sure.
Those are just sitting up there. So
Right.
they always like take the allocated. There was Elijah Craig 18 sitting
Sure.
up there. They have one. We bought one. It was the Jack Daniels single barrel or the
Double
special release
barreled
this year.
rye,
It
yeah.
was the double barreled rye this year. It's $200.
Worth it. Worth it.
I paid $200 for 100 proof.
Worth
100
it.
proof double barrel
It's
rye.
so good.
Amazing.
It's phenomenal.
I told Dan, he goes, that's probably worth it. I go, all right,
Yeah.
I'll go buy it.
That's
Went back,
Man.
shockingly still there. And the guy goes, hey, man, that's smooth.
Okay.
I go, I don't. Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
Hey, if you give me $50 off, we'll open it. You can taste it right now. Yeah. What are we doing here?
It's pretty good, man.
Goodness
I'm paying
gracious.
$200 right
Yeah,
now. So
yeah, true.
It's fantastic. Should be $70.
Secondary on
they
that's
had
like
other,
$250.
like they had other shits that just sitting
Yeah.
in there. And I was like, dude, how are you going to ask $500 for seller?
Secondary.
It's full secondary.
Yeah. $250 on the Jack is secondary. $500 on the Makers.
They
is
know secondary. Come to find out.
What?
They
Yeah,
have
they
to.
do. Yeah.
They have to know
Yeah.
secondary.
To be priced on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like right on.
right
That's
on.
what you said. Like instantly you go, that's secondary.
Yeah. 5 is secondary. The is national secondary. Locals is like 450.
I told
or
Gabby, I
something.
said, if he says 200, I'm buying
Yeah,
them
you're
right now.
grabbing it.
If
Yeah,
he
yeah.
says 200, I'm buying both of
Snagging
them,
it,
actually.
yeah.
He goes, 500, I go, I'm good.
I'm getting none of them.
You
now.
got 2.
It's like the Eagle Rare all over again.
You know what? I'll see them maybe for Christmas.
Right.
I bet they're still there. 500 a bottle?
The
Too
crazy,
much.
you know what the funny part
Dude,
is?
that
is-
bottle, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not paying 500.
Clearly, a lot of people have asked if he just kept scanning and said 500. You know what I mean?
Didn't
Like,
even, like,
didn't
there was
even
no
look up.
break. It was
Yeah.
just a boop, boop, 500, boop.
Yeah, a lot of people have asked that question then. Had to. Tis the state of whiskey.
Ain't no one got shit around there like that,
Yeah.
though.
Tis the state. Well, it's all in the back. It's all hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
Everybody that got one threw it under a counter, threw it in the back room. None of them sat anywhere on a shelf.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
okay. I'm not mad if you're selling it to your like
Customers,
loyal patrons
sure.
for fucking 200 or whatever.
Sure.
Cool, man. Charge a little up. That's
Right.
fine. Make your money on
Sure.
that.
Well, like you said,
Reward
you're
the
willing
people
to pay
there.
up. Yeah.
Don't put it on the counter and charge $500. back.
Sure.
It's like I would rather never have seen it, and they gave it to people that shop there a shit
Sure,
ton,
loyal customer.
spent a lot of money, like whoever that they know, sell for fucking 200.
I think I like the I like the idea of the, and I'm sure there's downsides and downfalls. I like
Yeah.
the idea of the point systems that a lot of stores carry.
I think you have to.
I like that.
How big it is right now.
Yeah.
Like, this comes back to the conversation of everyone wants to do a fucking
Sure.
raffle on this. It's never going to happen.
Sure.
The interaction that we would have to have.
Well, I raffled Rye 1.
It'd
People
take a
still got
week.
mad. This
Yeah.
is that I'm like all of the suggestions. I've executed 3 of them. People are still mad. There's
it
no
would take
perfect
a
execution.
week to do a barrel pick for us instead of a day.
Oh, minimum, yeah,
Plus
yeah.
16 hours.
Well, it also take the problem is it would take me staring at Patreon messages waiting for responses while it took Bourbon Outfitter, an employee, to check name and order on every
people
order.
love the idea that they have a chance of winning things, though. That's why the
Which
lottery
the
works.
crazy part
And,
is they have a chance because everybody's got the same chance, and
Yeah.
70 people bought them in that tier.
It's a time thing.
It's
But
just you get
I do like
still
the
a
point
chance.
system.
too.
You're literally.
I don't know
just-
how the stores manage it. There's got to be a way
Yeah.
that they're doing
But you're
that.
rewarding the people that shop with you the most.
Which is like that's going to be the argument for the point
It's not
system
always the
for
rich
picks,
people too.
right? Well, it doesn't have to be, right?
Yeah.
But like store picks are just more like are you really supporting the store? Or you're only going there for allocations, or what
Yeah.
is it, right?
I think it also does work. Jesus Christ. It works the most with stores that do a lot of store picks.
Sure.
So like what you're saying, you're supporting the store,
Yes.
doing that, perpetuating them doing different business, getting cool things
Yeah.
in. Like you can always exploit a system.
Sure. Yeah. No, none of them are perfect. I do wish that Patreon, or I wish that they had a feature or something that was like, hey, these 20 people have been $15 patrons the longest, right?
Yeah.
Without going through everybody's shit.
I don't know if like people believe us when we say Patreon is
It's
one
not capable.
of the like highest grossing, worst functioning apps I've ever used in my life.
It's just very, they have a lot of information. It's very incapable. Like,
yes.
and I don't understand why fully.
I would love to sit down with their app developer and be like, hey man, like let's do some of this shit that actual users would
the
love
creators
to fucking
care about.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah. From a creator standpoint, it is so like minimal.
Mm-hmm. I know, because like this is the problem. So we can go in, we can see a lifetime total or a join date, but to see who's been in a specific tier the longest, there's nothing. So you could be a $15 patron for 6 months, and that equals however many dollars, right? But you could have actually been $100 patron for 2 years.
Yeah.
And that $15 for the 6 months is going to like, it's going to look like you've been in the $15 tier for your whole life.
You could also be a 2, a 5, a 10, bounce around, move up and down.
There's no way to track it. Like, there's no way to track longevity in a single tier, which is what, in theory, what I would ask
to sit
for.
down with their web developer and then ask for actual metrics that we can put on like time, dates, like value added, whatever it is.
I want to go into a filter and say longest active $15. That simple as that. That's very simple. They have that data and information. That'd be very useful for us to pull, because then on picks like this, you know what? The top 5, sure, you all get a message, and all 5 of you or whatever.
You know
what
I love too? When people like, if you have a card issue and you drop out of a tier, give them 5 days. Like send them a couple emails.
Oh, buddy,
we've had people drop out.
Kicks them out. No.
I know.
It never kicks out.
What I'm saying is they don't kick them out. I want people to get that email and be like, hey, do you want to be here or not?
Sure.
Move something within a couple days.
They get that email. And if they ignore it, Patreon does nothing. You get that email if your card gets declined, that it's fucked.
Do something about that.
They do that. They do the part, they email them and they make them aware.
But there's no action on it.
They don't make us aware.
Yeah.
Which is the problem, because I have to go in and kick them out. Every 3 months, I go and block people in our limited tiers who haven't paid in 3 months.
I know,
it's
but that's
wild.
the issue. You just can't kick them out of the spot. You have to block them.
Yeah.
So that stops them from rejoining.
I know. I do it every 3 months. It's wild. Issue. It's fucking wild.
Like, it should automatically move people out of that tier after like a certain amount of time.
5 tries. They
5 days. I think it's 5 days.
They try 3 times every month. 3 or 5. 5 times every month. Whatever it is every month.
Yeah.
After you've tried every time for the month.
Yeah.
And nobody's responded or whatever.
Exactly.
I get the month, because they don't still have access when their card gets declined.
Yes.
But they absorb the spot. So if there are only 25 people allowed, they don't have access that the other 24 have. But they do have the 25th spot still.
Yep.
So I have to go in and kick them and block them. Is the only way for us to remove patrons, which is wild. I have to go block them so they cannot see our shit anymore or resubscribe. Like you said, they have to make a new account to resubscribe. And it's like the silliest thing. But at one point, we had 5 25s, 2 40s, and 100 that were all inactive for, one of them was literally over a year.
It says former or
over a year.
Inactive.
Wild.
Or
declined.
Yeah,
decline.
Decline.
For over a year. And I'm like, that's thousands of dollars.
Yes.
That we lost because nobody notified us as creators that these things were happening, which is wild.
So come to find out, Patreon's just a...
Patreon's what Patreon is.
Patreon's a great
Honestly,
app.
Patreon's phenomenal. It's fantastic. It really, truly is. It's a very stable and reliable source of supporting content creators. It's the most stable and reliable one.
I feel like they've just gotten way too big and never
It's great from the consumer
in.
side. It's shit from the creator side.
Yeah.
But because I don't have any
problems.
I don't have any problems from a consumer standpoint. For the people I subscribe to, I have no issues at all, ever.
Fair. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's only because I want more data and analytics. And then from consumer side who doesn't have it, from somebody who's not a creator and a consumer, and they're just a consumer, they look at it and go, why can't you just do this?
Yeah,
and it's
I need Luke to get in there.
Because we can't do it.
For like a week and just ask some questions like, hey, can we get this metric? Can we do this? Like, let's focus on that.
Yeah.
Or, hey, maybe we can do anything about fucking anything in Patreon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's a
how
nightmare.
locked it feels as a creator in that platform is wild to
Well,
me.
just feel the problem is the creator and consumer side feel the same.
Yeah.
And you're like, but they can't be though.
Yeah.
By definition, they need to be different.
Unlock some features for us would be fantastic.
Yeah. As a creator, I can almost see what the consumer can see. Like, it's just like, what are we doing? But all right. I got to take off.
All right.
Jen,
thank you guys so
another
much.
pour.
This is another pour
Yep.
episode. I don't fucking know. We're about to go to Arizona. We'll talk about that when we come back.
We are going to do that.
It's going to be, we're going to get Dan in a helicopter. Still no?
Oh, I probably will. I don't know. It'll be purely determined on Dramamine that day.
Right.
You know what the shitty part is? That is an all day. You start in the morning and then it's all day. So I have to take Dramamine first thing in the morning.
No, I don't think so. Just take it like an hour before.
I know, but it is in the morning. But it's at like, we leave to go there at 7:30 in the morning. So the bus ride is at 7:30, and then the helicopter.
Can you not sit in the front seat?
I don't know. I don't think any of us know how this is all going to go. It's going to be interesting.
That's fair.
To say the least.
Okay, I will say front seats are definitely different.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but that gal.
Oh my
from
gosh,
Whistle
buddy.
Pig, she's a whip in that shit.
Buddy, I could have rode on the roof of that and got sick. You know what I mean? I could have ridden outside that vehicle and thrown up. That was the craziest fucking experience.
She was so nice too.
She was the nicest person.
She was the nicest gal ever.
She was a roller coaster conductor, is what she was. Like,
those
it was
roads
the
were
wildest.
just fucking just through the fog.
That was bad.
Left, right, left,
that
right.
was bad.
Just a fucking system. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. This is another pour.
Cheers.
Dan's gonna go do things. I'm out.